بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله الذي لبس العز والكبرياء واختارهما لنفسه دون خلقه وجعلهما حما وحرما على غيره، ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف خلقه وأعلى بريته محمد الذي بعثه بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا. وعلى آله الطاهرين وصحبه المنتجبين. Praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has reserved true honor and dignity and majesty for himself and no one else, by making it inaccessible for others. We convey our greeting and salutation to the Holy Prophet of Islam and his pure progenies. Sisters and brothers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ibadullah, awsikum iyai bitaqwa Allah. يقول الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن الكريم: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولنبلونكم بشيء من الخوف والجوع ونقص من الأموال والأنفس والثمرات وبشر الصابرين. Surely we will test you with little fear, hunger, loss of wealth and lives, fruits, and give good tidings to the ones who are patient. We start with a little reminder. It's a delight to be back to see the faces of all friends again. First, I would like to start, being the beginning of the new year, offering my congratulations and Happy New Year to everyone. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this year better than the previous one, inshallah. It is also, as we approach the first week of January, it's the anniversary of a barbaric terrorist act of terrorism against Muhandis Abu Mahdi and General Qasim Soleimani, the first anniversary of their assassination. And if that wasn't enough, the current occupier of the White House forgave those who in Iraq committed massacres and removed them out of jail. Indeed, 2020 has been a problematic and difficult year for everyone. Access has organized a number of programs. Inshallah, I'll be meeting with them during this week, and we get the flyers and put them around the center. Those of you who have been affected one way or the other, whether psychologically or anything else, there are a number of organizations that are there to help everyone. So inshallah, once the numbers are available, you can and if you want any assistance, you can go and help them. What a year we just said farewell to. Certainly for those who have not been in a greater tragedy of war and misplacement, 2020 stands out as the most painful year. For us as well, we lost a huge number of our dear brothers and sisters within our community. And this morning, just now, as I was preparing myself to come in, news came from Qom that Ayatollah Yazdi departed. He was taken to hospital. We are not still quite clear whether it was COVID-19 case or it was something else. So it has been a very painful year for everyone to remember. A year in which a submicroscopic infection literally played havoc with human life. No one was untouched. No part of the world that it did not visit. Poor, rich. North, south. Powerful, weak. Certainly the poor and the marginalized paid a much greater price as a consequence. But it is something that really touched everyone's life. But strange, an interesting outcome of this crisis is within our own community, is to see the presence of, or the emergence of a number of different groups. As the pandemic unpacked itself, no matter how much proof existed, whether that the hospitals were filled, the doctors complained, the nurses in front line, etc., etc. There were those who believed in conspiracy theory, whether it was the Illuminatis or it was the Masonic lodges or anything else. No, there is nothing to be fearful. This is something fabricated or constructed. This was one group. And up to now, still we have to deal with them. There were other groups, the doom and gloom people. Here it is, the end of the world. There is nothing, no hope, nothing else. On the social level, particularly early on during April and May, we saw a huge breakdown in the social etiquette and the infrastructure. I never forget an incident from our own community. I went to Al-Mustafa on Warren, the big branch. As I walked in, a brother had filled the cart with bread, as probably 25 or 30 bags of them. And an old lady walked in and asked, there was nothing else on the shelf. And she said, brother, you are taking too many. There are other people who cannot have even one. Can I have one of these extra ones? It was unbelievable. The selfishness and the sheer disregard for everybody else. Tough luck, quote unquote. You should have come out earlier. It brought out that animalistic feeling of not having any respect for anybody else. The social etiquette broke down. It wasn't just Walmart, Costco, and other places that you went, or even Kroger. The shelves were literally run clear, nothing else. Hoarding. This was one of the outcomes. The appearance of what I call the voodoo doctors and the herbalists. Every week and every day we had the prescription by somebody who knew nothing about health and so on, that suddenly, because of the crisis, gave advice. Portion from here, garlic mixed with honey and several is better for COVID-19, and you name it. This herbs or that herbs. The appearance of these people that even up to today we're still hearing from them. In the opposite direction, what I call the akhbari voodoos. They searched through all these books that existed about a hadith from some obscure dua and so on about some disease, and they brought them in. They seemed to forget that Ahlul Bayt, even Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq salawatullah salamu alayhi, when somebody goes to him and says, Ya ibn Rasulullah, I am sick, pray for me to get cured. He said, first you have to visit the doctor. Then I'll pray for you. There were shops in the past that used to say, Minna ad-dawa wa min Allah ash-shafa. You go to the expert, you ask for some kind of dawa and prescription, and then at the same time connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ask for cure. But what I'm going to talk about, the verse that I started with, is for a unique group of people that in their life they expect a trouble-free life, and they found to deal with COVID-19 problematic, inconvenience. Then kept coming in and asking, why do we need, what is the purpose of this crisis? What is the purpose of we are being tested? What is the purpose of this and some others? If you look at the verses in the Holy Quran is full of verses that again and again remind us as human beings. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ. The whole creation, our life has to unpack itself. إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. As you maneuver and navigate yourself through the crisis of life, it leads ultimately and unpacks itself. The idea of a trouble-free life doesn't exist. Humans are created in a struggle. We grow and learn through struggle. Achieve proximity to God through in time of struggle. Navigate a journey that we call it life with the struggle. It's never been any other way. So the idea that why is it that we have to go through crisis as if something exceptional? Even during the life of the Holy Prophet and before other prophets, they had to struggle with the challenge of أم حسبتم أن تدخلوا الجنة ولما يأتكم مثل الذين خلوا من قبلكم مستهم البأساء والضراء وزلزلوا حتى يقول الرسول والذين آمنوا معه متى نصر الله. They all shaken, tested. It's through the test and trial that we come out strong or weak. If there is an element that we have to pay attention to, is not, we shouldn't be worried about the test that we have to go through. That's a positive aspect of the life. We should be worried when the pain, trial, and everything else becomes a consequence of our own deed. ظهر الفساد في البر والبحر بما كسبت أيدي الناس. That component is problematic. When we are being punished because of the deeds that we have. When we become arrogant, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rubs our nose in dust to remind us that we don't seem to have learned anything from history. The story of Namrud and Prophet Ibrahim. With all the pomposity that he had, أَنَا رَبُّكُمُ الْأَعْلَى, how did he die? A mosquito goes into his nose and drives him mad and ultimately kills him. When we become needless, comfort zone, everything we have, there is nothing to worry about, we become godless as well. We care nothing about the hereafter. It is through the hours of need. Amir al-Mu'mineen salawatullah salam alayhi, in a hadith that he has, I believe in Nahj al-Balagha, rahimallah amra'an a'adda li nafsih wa sta'adda li ramsih wa alima min ayn wa fi ayn wa ila ayn. The three fundamental questions that should frame our life these are the one. Where we come from, where we are going, and what is the purpose of this life on earth. When we are comfortable, we think nothing about these questions. It is through the challenges that we have to go through that ultimately we search for a purpose, for something that is worth living for. But under normal circumstance, if you have no health issue, if you haven't tasted poverty, if you don't even perceive what is the concept of poverty and being in need, if you have everything planned for you, when are you going to think and sit down and reflect about where we came from, where we are going, and what is the purpose of our life here? It is through crisis that this issue is opened up. The barriers have been removed that we have created through our own deeds, and ultimately we start thinking and ponder. That's the issue. Otherwise, the issue of test and trial, we constantly وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. We shouldn't be afraid if the trial, the tests are not the consequence of our deed. If a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I hope that this year really taught us something. To be mindful, not take things for granted. How many people we lost within the last year within our community? Dear ones, brothers and sisters. Countless. There was not a week in which we had no Fatiha or something or Isbu' or something for the life of one brother or the sister. It should teach us that life is precious. And yet, it is a privilege from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that could be removed at any time. Have we prepared ourselves for it? Or are we still grabbed or mesmerized by the material life? And we think nothing of the hereafter. The three questions that should define our existence: min ayn, wa ila ayn, wa fi ayn. Where did we come from? Where are we going? And what should we do during this temporary abode that we are in? May Allah grant us the understanding of really behaving well and being able to prepare ourselves. We normally used to say at the end of Ramadan that we may not be present during the next Ramadan, but now at any time. You really need the COVID-19 to peak again or the spike to go up, and we will lose. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين نحمده ونشكره ونستعينه ونتوب إليه من سيئات أعمالنا ثم الصلاة والسلام على أفضل الأنبياء وأشرف المرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين وصحبه المنتجبين. أخواتي وإخواني الأحباء السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. عباد الله أوصيكم وإياي بتقوى الله. يقول الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن الكريم: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هل ننبئكم بالأخسرين أعمالا الذين ضل سعيهم في الحياة الدنيا وهم يحسبون أنهم يحسنون صنعا. تمر في هذه الأيام مناسبة بداية السنة الميلادية التي انطلقت من خلال ميلاد السيد المسيح عليه أفضل الصلاة. وعندما ننفتح على أي سنة جديدة فإن علينا أن نعتبر أنها لحظة للتأمل وليست لحظة للعبث واللهو. إن معنى أن تمضي سنة من عمرنا هو أن جزءاً من هذا العمر عشناه ونتحمل مسؤوليته، لأن الله تعالى سوف يحاسبنا على كل ما أسلفناه في هذه السنة، ولأن ما عملناه في تلك السنة سوف ينعكس سلباً أو إيجاباً على المستقبل الذي يصنع في الماضي والحاضر. ولذلك لا بد لنا من أن نجلس للتأمل بما سلف من أعمالنا، وهل نستطيع التخفف من سلبياتها والتكثير من إيجابياتها. الزمن سواء كان ساعات أو أياماً أو حتى سنوات هو فرصة لتحقيق الهدف الأسمى للإنسان، وهو الطاعة والابتعاد عن المعصية، كما جاء في دعاء المكارم الأخلاق للإمام زين العابدين عليه الصلاة: وعمرني ما كان عمري بذلة في طاعتك، فإذا كان عمري مرتعا للشيطان فاقبضني إليك قبل أن يسبق مقتك إلي أو يستحكم غضبك علي. فالإمام ربط العيش في هذه الحياة بالطاعة، وهذه أعلى مستويات الإدراك لحقيقة خلق الإنسان الذي يرفض أن يكون عمره في معصية الله حتى لا يغضب الله عليه. تتركز الرؤية الإسلامية للزمن على أنه فرصة ومساحة لتحصيل رضا الله سبحانه وتعالى أينما كنا في مواقع الحياة المختلفة، فإتقان العمل والاجتهاد في الدراسة وحفظ الأمانة كلها تنصب في إطار استثمار الوقت وتحصيل الرضا الرباني. ونحن نقرأ في دعاء الإمام زين العابدين في بداية كل يوم، ويمكن أن نستخدمه في بداية كل شهر وفي بداية كل سنة: وهذا يوم حادث جديد وهو علينا شاهد عتيد، إن أحسنا ودعنا بحمد، وإن أسأنا فارقنا بذنب، فارزقنا حسن مصاحبته وعصمنا من سوء مفارقته. فالإمام عندما يريد أن يبرمج يومه، وهو ما يمكن لنا أن نبرمج فيه الشهور أو السنة، يقول: وفقنا في يومنا هذا وليلتنا هذه، ونستطيع أن نقول في سنتنا هذه، وفي جميع أيامنا لاستعمال الخير وهجران الشر وشكر النعم واتباع السنن ومجانبة البدع والأمر بالمعروف والنهي عن المنكر. هذه هي المبادئ التي تجعل من الزمن زمناً يتحرك فيه الإنسان من أجل أن يفجر كل طاقاته مما يحمله الله من مسؤوليات تجاه نفسه وتجاه الناس من حوله. والله تعالى يقول للناس: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد إن الله خبير بما تعملون. ليجلس كل واحد مع نفسه في نهاية كل سنة ليدرس ماذا قدم للسنة القادمة، لغد المستقبل في بقية عمره، أو لغد المستقبل في الآخرة. من أين إلى أين؟ فعلينا أن نعمل من أجل الحساب أو نحاسب أنفسنا عن كل ما فعلناه وعندما نريد أن نفعله. لذلك علينا أن نعمل من أجل أن يكون عيدنا عيد الفرح الروحي والاجتماعي، عيد السكينة والهدوء. وقل اعملوا فسيرى الله عملكم ورسوله والمؤمنون. نسأل الله أن يجعلنا وإياكم من المتمسكين بحبله والتابعين لأوامره ونواهيه في حياتنا إن شاء الله، إنه قريب مجيب. اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك وأمينك وصفيك أفضل ما صليت على أحد من عبادك ورسلك، وصل على علي أمير المؤمنين عبدك ووليك وحجتك على خلقك، وصل على الصديقة الطاهرة فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين، وصل على سبطي الرحمة وإمامي الهدى الحسن والحسين سيدي شباب أهل الجنة، وصل على أئمة المسلمين علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي والخلف الهادي المهدي، عجل الله تعالى فرجه وسهل الله مخرجه وجعلنا من أنصاره وأعوانه والمستشهدين بين يديه إن شاء الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.
رجاء قراءة سورة الفاتحة على روح أمواتنا جميعا، وعلى روح المرحوم آية الله يزدي قبلها وعلى روح المرحوم العلامة الشيخ محمد جواد شري قبلها الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد. Brothers, if you could move forward, making room for the sisters.